Green, blue, and gray, that's what we rock. On top, right with us. Glad to hear y'all dropped in. On top, slide with us. Walt and Dave get locked in, and let's go.
Hey, Walt, this is turning into a show.
Hey, we're here.
It's turning into a show. We got intro still. We're getting it there, but it's dialed in. Hey, guys, welcome to Hawk Talk. Dave DeRocher here with my buddy Walter Thurman III. And we're here to talk some Seahawks football like we do every week. And like every week, we're hoping our guests show up this week, potentially. We have Michael Jarrell, sixth-round draft pick out of Findlay. Where
that's at.
Huh?
Not sure where that's at.
So I thought it was Finland. I thought maybe it came from overseas. But it's a D2 school, the Findlay Oilers, and he had a great career there.
What's the city and what's the state?
I don't know. Google it. You're young. Come on, maybe our producer could put it in our chat and make us look smart. I don't know, Pete. What do you think? Maybe Pete can. Walt's googling it already.
Yep. Wilmington, Ohio.
Oh yeah. Well, I think I read that.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So, and I think it was like a 3-time all league. And so anyhow, it's always fun to have
it's for all the young fans out there that are aspiring to, their pursuit for college football, to professional football. Hey, it doesn't matter where you play at. I mean, there's scouts everywhere scouring through the country looking for talent, even around the world now. I mean, it's become a global game. I mean, if you can play, the scouts will be able to find you. That's the biggest thing I like to tell all these young viewers and parents of these young viewers. So everyone thinks they need to go to this type of high school and need to go to this type of school to get looked at. Nah, they spend a lot of money on scouts, and a lot of people spend a lot of time watching hours of film on people to try to find that diamond in the rough that's going to help contribute to their team. So again, that's just something to keep in mind, though.
Absolutely. There's been a cat by the name of Christian Okoye came out of NAIA here in Southern California. And another buddy of ours, Nick DeZumbar, was at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I mean, I didn't even know they had a football team.
Oh, there you go. Wow, yeah.
So you're right. Get the education, get on the field, and if you're good, they'll find you. Speaking about being pretty good on the field, dang, did you watch the game?
I did. Yeah, it was a good game. The defense is showing up.
Oh man, I'm getting the goosebumps, bro, because we were there, and they showed up, and it was fun to watch. All showed up. Charbonnet.
Oh yeah. Hey, I make that comment about the offensive line. We pop off 176 yards rushing as a team, and he comes off with a $134.
Right?
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Yep, and I think it's like another 60 or 70 out of the backfield catching the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed up. The O-line showed up. Gino wasn't running for his life. Our D showed up. I mean, everything. I mean, we look like a first place team. I mean,
that was a very solid, complete game on the road, which was most impressive within that capacity. Because usually you bring the defense and your special teams, offense doesn't really show up. But I mean, hey, we ran the ball, very efficient out there in Arizona, and you love to see it. The receivers came and stepped up when the numbers were called. It wasn't the biggest pass day for Gino, but which again, Gino is up there at yards per game in national football. I think it's like third or fourth.
Well, no, he's leading the league in passing. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's up there. So I mean,
yep.
The tax there is love to see the run game be able to meet where the pass is. And then that defense, I mean, it came out the gate hot, didn't really let up. But I think I think we're trending in the right direction moving forward right now, getting ready with these last 3 games to get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I tell you what else was really nice to see last week's guest, Uchenna, get back on the field, to see number 10 out there and just to watch him, right, and have the fresh legs, the fresh energy. If you can't get excited about what we're doing, and then you're just not a Seahawks fan. Of course, the first, about the third of the way through, everyone was all disgruntled and this and that, and Coach Mike isn't this, and now everyone's back. Everyone's back on. Yeah, we're great,
Yeah.
So
I mean, players got to take ownership and take pride in what they're doing, though. The coaching staff can only do so much. I mean, they spend countless hours, preparing game plans each week to put the guys in position to be able to compete and win. And ultimately, the guys got to go out there and do their jobs and come together and win these games. And so I think we're starting to see that, guys, removing their feelings and being emotional and like taking back ownership of, what's going on here. And now we're getting this stretch of games that's, these are playoff games. I mean, Green Bay, they're going to be in the playoffs. We have the Vikings the next week.
Yeah. And
then the Rams to end it out. And the Rams just beat the Bills.
Yeah.
The Rams are turning it on right now. So like the Rams is not going to be a rollover game, that maybe early in the season, like, oh, it could be one of those type of situations. But now they're coming on right now. So I mean, this is playoff football right now, and guys got to be ready to go. That's
right. Well, hey, talking about the guys getting ready to go, and one other thing I want to mention, our 12 this week, and we'll be bringing in Matt here in a little bit. So Matt, and I got to look at it. It's Kronrath. Anyways, you'll tell me what it is. Hey, everyone gets my last name wrong, so I don't feel so bad. But talking about getting it done on the field, Michael just found his way in. So Michael Durrell, let's bring our guest in, Pete. Michael, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. So, glad you're able to find us. Have you met Walter before?
No, I haven't met Walter before.
Okay.
First time.
So we're a couple of old guys. Walter's Legion of Boom. I played before your parents were born. But we're just here talking Seahawks football. I'm glad you're able to join us. How's everything?
Everything going good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, Tuesday's your day off, right?
Yeah, Tuesday's my day off, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time off to come hang out with us. How we got to ask, because we were talking about, and Walter made up a great point. How was that going, from the D2 to Boom to, did you go to the Combine?
No, I didn't go to the Combine. Well, I went to the Combine, but I watched it from the stands. I live right down the street from the Combine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I went, but I watched.
All right. But you got drafted. So tell us about the process about then how somebody from a D2 school, you had a great collegiate career. Both Walter and I had to look it up, to be honest. It's just not something, Finlay's not a school that you hear about, if you're watching on Saturdays. But what was that process like for you?
The whole process was a little bit crazy. I mean, because it was kind of like a 2-year process. Like my 5th year, I was getting some attention, and it was like a chance that I thought about coming out after my 5th year, but I had got some feedback from some scouts and like just talking to my coach, and we thought it was just best that I just stayed another year. I even talked about like transferring to a bigger school, in hopes of like increasing it, because I didn't know what was going to happen, because like coming from a D2 school, it's kind of hard to get drafted coming from a D2 school. I mean, you see guys get drafted every once or twice every other year, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if that was going to happen for me. I didn't know if I was going to be that guy, because just the luck of the draw, you just never know what a team may think about you. But the process leading up to it, attended the Hula Bowl. I did good at the Hula Bowl. Had a great pro day, ran some good times, put some good numbers up. And then just the day of the draft, I was getting calls from different teams of like, hey, maybe we can bring you in as a UDFA, or like, hey, we hope you're still around. Like we may use a pick, this, that, and the other. And I was just kind of sitting there like on my toes, like just waiting, because I didn't know what was going to happen when the 6th or 7th round hit. And luckily, I got a call from from Seattle. They said they was picking me at 207, and the rest is history.
Yep.
Made the team, played a few snaps, started a couple games. So yeah, the rest is history.
That's it. Wait, real quick, Walt, I just had to pull this real quick.
There you go.
Yeah.
1988, brother, with Tim Brown, Thurman Thomas, and that's a good time. I don't know what it's like now, but that was a blast.
Yeah, I had fun at the Hula Bowl. It was a good time. Great coaches, man. I got coaches.
Uh-huh.
Harry Easted. Um, he was a Notre Dame. He was coach for the Bears, Notre Dame. I think another school. I can't remember, but yeah, he was a great coach, man. I learned a lot from him during that time at the Hula Bowl, and I had fun with the guys and all that.
Go ahead. I just started to cut you off, Walt. Go ahead, buddy.
Of course, you know, some can say like the level of competition at the D2 level isn't on par with some of these guys that are in some of these Power 5 conferences going against each other, trying to see that evaluation. What has been your experience so far, coming from the D2 level and going into training camp, and then obviously through the season you started a couple of games and playing against this professional talent? How do you feel about your game as it compares to some of these guys that you're playing against?
Can you say that again? Say it again. I'm trying to think about
what's your take on the NFL right now as being a first year player? What's your take on the NFL?
I mean, it's a jump regardless of where you played at. I just
Right.
like what you like from playing in like the preseason. Like it's a jump from the preseason to regular season games, and then like it's a jump from practice to the game. Like it's like going from D2 to NFL. Like D2, like I played against a couple guys that made some NFL rosters and stuff like that.
Okay.
I played against some good college players that could have played at Power 5 schools had they just left their school and decided to transfer up. And I actually did play against a few that decided to go up. It's some gems at D2. Some, it's a hit or a miss depending on where you play at. But going from D2 to the NFL, just the speed, and then like how precise you got to be in your technique. That was like the biggest jump because like D2, I could get away with doing some things like, and I win the block. Well, you can win off athleticism. Even at Division 1, you can just win off athleticism with some guys. But the NFL, best of the best, they see one little turn and they take an inside, or they see your hands. Everybody's elite with their hands and feet, and just it's a crazy jump. But like I've caught on kind of fast.
Yep.
And just seeing it, and I'm just trying to build off of it and get better and better off of it.
So that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you, Michael. I was a tackle as well, and I go from San Diego State to playing against Jacob Green, an All-Pro, Ring of Honor guy, right? Yeah, big difference, man. I don't care, where you're coming from. That jump is just like from high school to collegiate level to the pros, and then when you're lining, there is no weaknesses. When I was at San Diego State, I remember we were playing Long Beach State. And I'm blocking the guy with one hand. And he's like talking smack. I'm like, bro, I'm blocking you with one hand. So you don't get none of that.
Everybody can go. Everybody can go in the NFL. Like
yes,
the guy that's making $50 million versus the guy who's making league minimum, they can all go. Yeah. So it's like you got to be on your toes at all points, and that's also been the toughest transition too. Like of just staying like always on my toes. Like at D2, like D2 in like college, like. You playing the starter, and as soon as he come out, his backup come in. You like, all right. It's like plays off. You can't take that in the NFL. Like you can't take plays off. You can't. Like everybody can go, and everybody's out there, playing for their families, fighting for lives out there. It's just, it's a different ball game.
Well, and to come out of a D2, to come in the in the sixth round, and to earn a position on the team, I mean that you've been battling.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have a lot to be proud of, and to even see the field, in your first season too. I mean that's a lot of trust in you, to fill a gap. It's probably maybe due to injury or whatever, but that's what you're there for, right? Until you learn it. How are things going on the offensive line? I mean, how are you feeling overall about how you guys are starting to gel? Because there's a lot of new names, some dings and some injuries, a little bit of adversity. There. I mean, we have so much talent there, and then everyone's just looking at you guys. Hey, how are you guys doing? Starting to come together?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've always been there. We just, we like as a team just dealing with like, just a new. It's basically like a new team from the players, from some players to like coaches. Then we're all just trying to figure it out all together, and like we're figuring it out slowly but surely. Like the offensive line, we kind of like the. I mean, some people may look at like the last to figure it out, like, but we coming together, we gelling, we always hold each other accountable. Like we look at each other, so it's really a brotherhood in there. Like we really be on each other, like we like real life family members in there and brothers, because we're all in it together, from the starter all the way down to the practice squad player. We all in it together because any one of our names could be called up, and we're just trying to like make sure everybody's on the same page and just keep working and working and coming in every day with the mindset of getting better. Like, we want, we know the game starts and ends with us. So we want to make sure that like we just gonna keep working and working and working, and then just so you don't have to worry about the offensive line. The offensive line got it. So that's what we're doing.
Big rush game this past weekend. Out from the offensive line. We had a conversation last week talking about how athletic offensive linemen are, and then you guys pop Charbonnet to 134 yards rushing. I mean, we love to see the offensive line, having great games like that, especially in the run games. I mean, Seattle's been known for having quality, running backs, quality offensive line, being able to get those hard yards, and especially getting ready to go into the playoffs. How are you guys feeling in these next couple of weeks of where the team is at and like your guys' pursuit trying to win a Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, we feel like we're in a great place. We feel like we're hitting our stride. Just like I said at the beginning of the season, like we were all still trying to, figure it out. And now that like we feel like we're finally hitting our stride. Like we haven't throughout the really many, like the first 12 weeks of the season, we hadn't put together a complete football game.
Mm-hmm.
Last Sunday was the first time like we seen it. We felt like we put together a complete football game on all phases, from offense to defense to special teams. And like we knew it was gonna happen. It's just you got to keep working and coming in every day. And then you don't know which game's gonna be your game. And last week was our game that we finally put together.
So, two questions. One, and I'm watching the chat over here, and we've got Margaret and Sharon, and I don't have all the names on there, but we just came from Arizona. We were out there. We took over Arizona. And when I say we took over, literally right outside the stadium were a few spots and hotels. I thought I was in Seattle.
Yeah.
What was it like on the field? Did it seem like a home game almost? I mean, were the Seattle fans as loud as the Cardinal fans?
Louder. I couldn't hear.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. I really couldn't hear the Cardinal fans. Even like third downs when it was kind of like to come get a stop. Like I feel like we could have. We usually go silent cadence. The away team usually goes silent cadence with the head bobs and stuff like that. I felt like we could have just used our normal voice cadence.
Wow.
It would have been okay.
Wow. No, that's fantastic. The other question I had for you is who's really emerging now with the new coaching staff, with a new blended team? Who's really emerging as the team leaders and like when the offensive line maybe struggling a little bit, that was really supporting you guys, saying, "Hey, come on, this guy, you guys got this. Let's do this." Are there one or two players you could think of that are really emerging in that position?
I'd say it's been the same players from even last year, Gino and DK. Like every time after every drive, Gino, DK, make sure they come over to the offensive line, like let us know that we're good and we're good. Like as far as like the offense go, they go around making sure everybody's straight. And I say within the offensive line group, the leader really Lakin Thomason. He's just he's the I feel like he kind of like the heart. He's kind of like the heart because he's the old head of the group. Not say old head. Well, he's the veteran, and so he makes it like we got to keep going. Like it's gonna be a dog fight. Good play, bad play, next play. Like keep your head into it. You never out of the fight, and just keep striving and keep going. Like he's been a good vet to us and keeping us locked in.
Well, I'm glad to hear that about DK. We can't see all of that, from watching the game. We don't see who's really dabbing everybody and saying, and being positive. And sometimes the media just points out the negative stuff, like on the field or various whatever things, But to hear that he's one of those guys that's supporting you throughout it, that's great to hear. Because that's where successful teams are. Is when the leaders, when the guys that are the big names on the team are also, going by and making sure everyone's good, and supporting each other. And I think, Walter, you guys exemplified that, right?
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Everyone's leaders, right? In some capacity or another. But then you have the guys that kind of stand out and is that voice and constantly going on and checking on guys and things of that nature. But I mean, yeah, it's just comes back down to accountability. So guys believing what's going on. I mean, especially in that locker room, you know how it is in the locker room. I mean, you guys that don't have guys that don't buy in, then those cracks start to creep in, and it makes it tough to try to win games, especially going deep into the postseason where they're at. And you can kind of, I think you mentioned a little bit to where there might have been some questioning, a little bit doubt mid-season of kind of how things are playing out in a couple of those slumps. But I mean, I think you guys are hitting that stride, and you guys are realizing that you guys are hitting that stride right now. And I mean, from a fan and a former player, like, I mean, you love to see it, especially especially when you guys are running the ball great. The defense is coming along. I mean, like you said, it was a full, complete game, and everyone can see and notice that there was a different Seahawks team on the field out there on Sunday.
Heck yeah. We knew what was at stake coming. We know what was at stake coming into the game. We was just like, we want to go ahead and create that distance and show that like we belong, in the next phase of the season. And back to like the leadership part, like about like DK, man. DK even like he's the leader, the type of leader he is. He's not really like a super vocal leader. He's like a more so pull you to the side leader, and like and keep you focused. Like when I was coming through my transition of just making the team, and even when I was getting ready to get into my first start, I was like nervous out there at practice, like making sure everything's perfect. And he pulled me over to the side in the huddle lane, bro. Like you got this. Like don't worry about it. Don't worry about what the coach is saying. I mean, not worry about what the coach is saying, but like the bad stuff. Like hey, like stay locked in. Like remember, have a short memory, man. Like just keep focused and keep going. Like you know what to do. Like just just play loose and play your game and stuff like that. He like motivated me and like don't worry about it. Like they looking for a reason. To team like player like coaches looking for like a coach. They look for every reason of like why they should play you and why they shouldn't play you.
Yeah.
Give them multiple reasons on why they should play you. And that's all he was just he keeping me focused and keeping me level headed.
And I tell you, when you hear that from a cat like DK, that speaks spades. I mean, it just lifts you up, right? On the inside, it gives you the confidence to do just that, right? And just be you and go out there and show them why they drafted you and that you deserve to be in that spot. That's awesome. And we're gonna bring Matt in here in a second, but real quick, what's your favorite thing about being in Seattle?
I ain't gonna lie, I say the scenery. I like I just like looking at it. Like from where I stay at, I can kind of see like a good amount of trees and like see the lake and stuff. And it's like, I like it. I like the scenery. Just waking up to the scenery.
Yeah.
Hey, have you been to John Howie's in Bellevue?
Nah, I ain't got that money yet, man.
Hey,
I can't go.
they have one of the best burgers in town, though. You can pop into the bar side, go get you a John Howie burger. Trust me.
You said it's in Bellevue?
Yeah, it's in Bellevue. Yep.
I know it's is it over by the I think it's over by like the Gucci store, isn't it?
It's all by the shops over there. Yep.
Okay, that's how I remember it. Okay, I know where it's at.
Hey, the burger and fries won't go wrong.
Burger and fries.
Burger and fries. Yeah, I'm telling you.
See, I should have ate dinner because now I'm getting hungry. As offensive lineman, Michael, it doesn't take us much.
Nah, yeah, that's why I got me a snack with me right here. It don't take much. This is keep food.
Hey, we have some of the older cats on, man. They have their cocktails with them. So, and by the end of the show, it starts to get a little interesting. Hey, without further ado, let's bring our 12 in, and we're going to talk about next week's game. And we always like to bring our 12 in just to be able to fire questions off and talk Seahawks football. Matt, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing good, man.
We're good, man. We're in first place.
Nice to meet you, Mike. I've never met you before. Go Hawks.
Nice.
Yep. Hey, we're in first place. We're talking Seahawks football, man. Life can be much better. So let's talk about next week's game. And, and we have to be careful. We can't ask Michael too many things because that's just how it is. But we can talk about how are guys feeling. You've already shared with us, man. The confidence is flowing. That was a great game. We're coming off of back-to-back wins. Actually, wait, we're on a 4-game, right?
4-game.
Yeah, we're on a 4-game. Yeah, because I was up in San Francisco for that San Francisco game. That was a big win for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that kind of got things going. So let's talk about this week coming up. What do you, Matt? What are your thoughts? There's a 12.
Well, there's two sides to it. Obviously, we're peaking in the right direction. We've struggled enough this year. No offense to O-line and Gino sometimes his release times, but we're finally getting the ball out fast, and the defense has put on a great pass rush finally. That's taken a little while to get going, and so I think we're heading the right direction, and we're generally healthy. I mean, obviously Walker's not his best right now, but we got to kind of save him last game, so without being too hurt. So that's kind of cool that we get him coming forward, because these next two games, minus the Chicago game, the third game, those are tough games. I mean, you got Green Bay and you got the Vikings both at home, luckily, but that's going to make or break our season in those two games.
Yeah, I think having them at home is a huge point. And you know what? And we're due to start playing better at home. I don't think we've been taking full advantage of that. And that at one point was nobody wanted to play Seattle at home.
Yeah, well, I remember I told you guys earlier. I said the teams between Green Bay and Seattle, no team has won on the road since 2008. So we've never won in Green Bay since 2008, and they have not won here since 2008, including the NFC Championship games that Walt would know, to all the other ones. And so they've been some great games, the Hail Mary game, all the games, but no one's won on the other team's turf. And so I'd like to keep that intact. I think it's very possible.
Yeah. So we can't ask game plan, we can't ask anything, but you've got to feel confident. I mean, you can't be playing much better. And you're coming in now with a really solid opponent, right? Is that something you guys have seen for a while? Just thoughts, Michael.
I just feel like we just continue to keep playing our game. Continue to try to stay ahead of the chains and keep them behind the chains. Just keep trying to perfect playing real good ball on all three phases of the football game. They're a good team. Nothing, like you said, nothing we haven't seen before throughout this season. We just got to keep, come in with the right mindset and be ready to go. I think we can get the job done. Well, I believe we're gonna get the job done. We just got to go out there and go play.
Yeah. What do you think, Walt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I mean, having watching Green Bay through the course of the year, even with the Vikings for that matter. I mean, they've won some scrappy games, but they're not dominant teams by any means. I like how we match up against them. I think if we're having another real run game performance like we did and being able to control the clock, Dino's able to get the ball out to all those weapons he has out there. I mean, and the defense is playing how they're playing. I mean, yeah, I think that it's a game that we go in there and win. I mean, it's we'll see them again for sure if we get into these playoffs. So I mean, it's kind of we see them now, tough games, and then get ready for in a few weeks when they come back around, and then obviously we go into with the Vikings, same type of situation. We know that defense is going to be coming from all the different angles, a lot of pressure. I think it'd be a lot of communication probably for the offensive line, especially with a lot of pressure that Minnesota will be bringing in that capacity for sure. But yeah, man, I think these are all winnable games. I mean, especially I like how we're trending right now. I mean, the team sounds confident. Everyone that's kind of come on the past couple of weeks, everyone likes where they're going, where the team is trending. They're hitting the points, right on time. I think that with 3-4 game losing streak that we had, I think that helps. We don't never like to lose, but I mean, I think it kind of lights a fire inside you because you don't want to lose, and that you're a better team. And I think we're seeing that right now. I mean, that last week was that showcase of everything coming together. This is Seahawks team we've been looking at the start of the season because they went on that strong run at the start of the season, and I think it's coming back again.
So, and Walter, not to jump ahead or give too much credit, but that Super Bowl winning team that you were on had the same kind of thing going, right? Kind of a midseason slump a little bit, and then came on strong towards the end.
Yeah, little slumps, but I mean, it was
6-0 at the end. You guys did great,
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about time. It's all about time when everything is clicking, though, right? I mean, yeah, you go a loss here or there, but I mean, they're on a 4-game win streak. That Niner game kicked it off. Winning in the Bay Area, which was huge. I mean, when you win games on the road, it's just you and the team. I mean, those are. I love playing on the road. I mean, those
Yeah.
are games to show your character as a group of it's your backs against the wall, you're going into a hostile environment, and you have a couple fans there, but for the most part, it's just you and the team. And when you're able to get some wins like this past weekend, I mean, that's very motivating because now then you come back home and then it's like now you're in that comfortable space and you're just building off of those road wins. I think road wins, those battle tested wins, I'll take those all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get on that road. We all we got. Like you
Yep.
know that's the way you look at it coming to the game. You're like, ain't nobody on our side. We back against the wall. Like we got to fight our way up out of it. And that's how I feel like we come into every away game.
Yep.
We got to carry that same mindset coming to the home games.
And then the plane ride back is always fun.
Man, hey, when we came back from New York, man. When we come back from New York, man, we was like, man, we are not finna go on this this plane ride 5.5 hours with a loss. Like we got to figure it out, man.
Figure it out, yeah. That was a huge win right there. You go down almost 20 points, and you stick together and you pull that off. I mean, yeah, that's just been the making of the team right there. Those wins, Bill. Those are championship wins right there.
When you're overcoming adversity, yeah.
Yeah, I think you really turned it around in the Atlanta game, really, and that was a great moment to kind of flip the script, go across the country, and win a game in a pretty not hostile setting, but it was a win we had to have, and it really kind of set the plate, for the rest of the season.
For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that Atlanta, that was like our first long road trip. So we was like, long road trip, went out there.
I was there, so I did my part. So I showed up, but
hey, and Michael, I don't know. I'm sure you're starting to get a sense of it. The 12s are nuts. The 12s love the team. They support, man. I can tell you, in Arizona, and you got guys like Matt flying, across the country to support you guys on an away game. It is so awesome. And that's what I love about this show. And, I do a horrible job of acknowledging our guests here on the chat. But we've got rock star guests, that follow us, that we do stuff with, events. And I'd love getting them to get a chance to meet players, right? And that's what it's all about, and supporting each other. That being said, Matt, when did you become a Hawks fan? And what are you doing? What do you do now?
It's been a lifelong problem, but it's Hawks and Zags for me. So that's an Eastern Washington thing and a Washington State thing. But I've been to the Germany games. Tyler, you guys know the sock guy. He's a buddy of mine. I met him in Atlanta at the airport, actually. And then, went to the London game, the Germany game. And so I always take off for those ones. And I went back to the Super Bowl year, Walt. I made every game but one game that year, so I missed one, and it was a tough one to miss. But the 49er game, that was amazing. Loudest game I think I've ever been to in that fourth quarter. That 49er game. I don't know that my ears have ever hurt that bad. So we've been season ticket holders since I could afford them. Now I'm getting old, so there's that. But it's been a long road, and you travel when you can and follow the team. The best thing is road games, I think, anymore. I mean, I love home games, got season tickets, but the road games, there's something about them that's just fun when you get a group of 100, 200, 300 green and blue jerseys out there. That's just you can't beat that. And most of the teams are pretty gracious. Green Bay, I'll be honest, fans are amazing when you see them in Green Bay. I've been to every Green Bay game since 14 in Green Bay, and I've got lifelong friends that I take fishing my boats in Mexico. Great people, but we've got to beat them, keep that streak alive here at home. Like I said, they have not beat us at home since 08. No one's won on the other's turf since 08, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's just a fun thing. It's how much home matters. That's how much your fans matter, and your home eating matters. Get on your own bed. And they've both proven that. So that's the big thing. The only thing I really want to see is a first drive of the game touchdown. That's what I really want to see. It's been 17 games now without a first drive touchdown. If we just get 7 points on the board in the first drive.
We're saying, Michael, we don't like being all stressed out. We love y'all, but give us a little something, Hey, Matt, so you said a couple of things. So you said Tyler. Tyler did these killer helmets for us. We're gonna start giving these away and sending some really cool stuff. And Tyler, man, I've got your banner and Walter signed some helmets for you. We're sending them off to you. Sorry for not getting them out, but I'm going to. And then you said fishing boats in Mexico.
Puerto Vallarta, yeah. You guys want to fish? Let's go. I've got a great crew down there, and we won tournaments. We can catch tuna. We can catch whatever you want, however long you want to stay on the boat. So
wow,
we got all working out for you. Yeah, it's a great time and a great escape for that opportunity.
Well, I gotta make sure they'll issue me a passport. I gotta see if I can.
No, you just walk across in Tijuana and wait. We'll catch you a flight there.
So, what other? Shoot. All right, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I do want to say this. I want to give a shout out before I forget. I was talking about our takeover in Arizona. Kenny Burns. Everyone knows Kenny Burns. Kenny Burns put on a show, man. We had literally 400 or 500 fans in a spot. Complete 2 decks, took the whole thing over. Former players were there. It was a blast. So Kenny did a great job. And then, like I said, we have a bunch of folks that were there, came out from California. Matt, are you coming down to LA?
I'm trying to. Right now, I'm supposed to be in Vegas that weekend, oddly. And so I've got, long story, I have Raiders season tickets too. That's how I got to the Super Bowls to watch the Seahawks. Was AFC tickets. Because NFC tickets, everyone went. But AFC, they wouldn't go. So we'd always win the lottery through the Raiders. That's how I got to New York. That's how I got to Arizona the second time. So we kept them, and we just had them through the time. And so I was going to take my kid. Well, joking aside, we always say last game doesn't matter. I went to the last game last year against the Cardinals, and that was one of those walkout games. Like, oh, we're not going to win this game. What's next? And all of a sudden, here we come back. And so at this year, it's going to be a big game. And so I might just flip over and stay in Vegas for a night or two, and then just go to LA and catch a game, because LA doesn't have home fans like we have home fans. Well, we can take that one over just as easy. And Delta's kind to us all, so we can all get there pretty easily. Yeah,
well, be sure to let us know if you come down, because Cedric does a thing, and it's huge. He's got a couple of spots, and then it is literally the whole parking lot are Seahawks fans, like row. And so it's crazy. I feel bad for those two teams playing in SoFi. The Rams and the Chargers ain't got they play 17 road games.
Yeah, no, they don't. They make Atlanta fans look faithful. Atlanta fans are all great people, but they just come and go. And those fans there, they're just there because they're there. I don't know who they. You always ask them for tags on their jerseys and their hats, because it's the first time they've been to a game, which is great to have new fans. But it's hard on a team when you don't have someone that cares in your good days and your bad days. You want something to be thrown to the screen occasionally, and someone to jump with you when you're doing well. So it's they don't have that.
Right. Hey, Michael, what's it like playing in Lumen? What's it called now? Is it called Lumen?
Yeah, what's our stadium? It's still Lumen. Yeah, I think it's still that.
Boy, it keeps changing, and I can't keep up. I'm old. I'm concussed. I'm hanging on by a thread, Michael. But what's it like? What's it like playing at home in Seattle?
Like a movie. Honestly, it's like a movie. It almost don't feel real sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, it's like.
Well, Mike, I'll have to see you this next weekend down on the field. I'll be in your guys' corner at the Viking game. I'll come find you guys, because you guys, you line guys usually hang out down there on that visitor side. So I usually hang out in that far corner. And that field's amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's nothing like it with just enough cover, but enough weather to make it matter. And that's I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, man. Lumen Field, man. It's definitely like a movie out there.
It's like no way could that be real. Matt asked, have you done a jersey swap with anybody yet? That's kind of a thing.
One jersey swap with my guy DeJuan Jones from the Browns during the preseason.
Okay.
That's my only jersey swap I've done. I was gonna do a jersey swap with Tyrone Tracy after the Giants game, but he had too much of a good game. I wanted him to keep that jersey. I didn't want
to did you go? I don't know who he is. Is that who you matched up with?
Who, Tyrone Tracy?
Yeah, or is this someone you played with?
I just know him from back at home. He's the running back for the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a new guy. He replaced what's his face, and just running off the board with no line. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, it's I grew up. He grew up he's from Indianapolis. I grew up playing sports with him since we were kids. Basically, played against him in basketball in middle school. Didn't play him in football. He went to a smaller school, but always played him in basketball for sure. But yeah, he just been around, knowing him from the city. I know I keep up with all the indie guys that's from the city that's in the NFL. So hopefully I can get all their jerseys and have them up in my house one day.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. That's not something we did in the 80s because we only had one jersey. So only had one. And actually, it was pretty cool in Arizona. Christian, shout out to Christian and Outlaw Flags. He calls me up. I was across the way, and he goes, "Hey, come over to this other spot across the way. I got a birthday present for you." He actually built me my jersey from with the throwback colors. All my jerseys went up in a fire, Michael. So my helmets is all I've got. And I walk over there and I see that and number 69 was my real number, but it's the old colors, and legit like NFL, all this stuff. He does a beautiful job, man. And so that was actually really cool. Just kind of my little jersey story, kind of more or less just for myself. But anyways, Walter, you have all your jerseys?
I had a couple jersey swaps, couple former players. Ron Johnson as well. I swapped jerseys with him for obviously Seahawks when he was. What was it? I just been with the Eagles and he was with the Redskins during that time. So
Emery just got that for me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but look, I mean, you got the NFL on there. I don't think it's sanctioned, so I probably shouldn't be putting it up here. They gonna come hunt me down, and I only gave his first name, so nobody knows the difference. But they're all stitched. I mean, it was a nice deal, so I was really happy about that. Anyhow, all right, Michael, off the field events. So we had your channel on last week. Did you go to the sneakers gala?
No, I didn't.
Wow. Right. He's doing a coat drive. He's the man of the year.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna give him the man of the year. We got to keep. I don't even know how that stuff works. You got to vote for the man of the year.
Well, you got to do a lot of good stuff.
You got to do a lot of good stuff to get nominated. But
yeah.
How do you actually win?
I think the team nominates you. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that works.
A committee or something that picks the actual winner, though.
Yeah, the media picks the winner.
So I'm gonna say I don't think I've ever voted for someone as man of the year.
Did the team vote? Because they didn't have it when I was playing.
We had guys that were nominated, but yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah,
we're not picking the players like some of the Pro Bowl stuff. You guys get votes on and stuff like that now, but then they always take the fans' votes as well for Pro Bowl. Yeah.
Hey, did you go get a free turkey at Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't. No. I ain't gonna get those turkeys.
Did they do that, Walter, when you were a rookie? Huh?
No. What is this?
Okay, so when I was a rookie, there's certain things that they used to do every year. Matt, are you familiar with this?
I heard about it.
Okay, so they tell the rookies, hey, go over to XYZ store. They're giving away free turkeys, to the Seahawks. Okay. And so the rookies go over there showing up, and they ask the clerks and stuff, hey, I'm here to get my free turkey. And it's really very juvenile, but the vets are all there going, hey, you jackass, you don't get a free turkey. Buy a turkey and give them 100% tip. You don't get a free turkey. You're an NFL player. So anyway, it's a rookie prank. And the offensive lineman came under and they go, Dave, you're an offensive lineman, man. We can't let you embarrass us. Don't go get your free turkey. What they don't realize, Michael, is I wasn't making any money. I needed a free turkey. So I would have gone if they had told me, Dave, don't go get your turkey. And there's Brian Blades, first round draft pick, asking for his free turkey.
Man, that's great.
It's almost as bad as looking for a left-handed football. And you send the kid out to go find a left-handed football, and he's looking at all the bags.
Well, I guess with social media now, it's everyone kind of probably put it on blast, and now all you young guys don't fall for that stuff, but we fell for it. Oh, somebody put the information in the chat for people that want to know about Uchenna, and we've done a bunch of stuff with Uchenna down here in Southern California. He's from Carson. Michael, I don't know if you know that, but Matt, he's does a bunch of stuff for kids, and his hometown of Carson was recognized by a bunch of elected officials for all his work down here. So he does it down here and up there. And so it's no surprise when I saw that he was nominated for that prestigious award. And I will say of all of them, Walter Payton, for me in my era, and everything he did for people off the field, to have that on your jersey, that logo is something special. So, wish him the best of luck, as he does a lot of great things. And certainly a great player to model yourself after, Michael, too, as you get established, because those things mean a lot. And you got rock star people like Matt that will support you and do that kind of stuff. Do you have anything like that on the agenda? Like when you go home, do a kids camp or something like that?
Yeah, I mean that's always in the plans. I just got to earn a little bit more money, so I can make sure it's done how I want it to be done.
Right.
That's sure.
And there's assistance through the NFLPA. It's not a ton of money, but there's programs out there for players to help them hold camps for youth and for nonprofits. So if you want to get my number, and I can help guide you on that and help get former players in your area, the Indianapolis NFLPA retired players. It's a pretty big chapter. They'll come out and support you because I know we do that here. We support a lot of the younger guys. We support each other, with our nonprofits and stuff in the community. Walter and I do a lot of stuff with veterans and veteran programs and support them. So tap into the older guys because they're there to support you as well, and mentor you. And then also, it's inevitable. We're all going to transition, right? We're all going to leave. And it's nice to have that support group now to reach out going, hey, bro, all right, now what? And to have guys that have been through it to, give you advice and support you if you'd like. I'd love to, connect you with the Indianapolis chapter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just get my information from NEMS. And like I said, anything we could do to support you as you're going, through your journey and after, we'd be happy to do that. So, Matt, any questions for Walt, for Michael before we wrap things up?
Is Sherman nicer than his mom officially? I was in a suite with her once in Atlanta, but is he actually? She said that he's meaner than she is. Is that true?
I would hope so.
Is she mean?
Is she mean?
She's a handful. She's a handful. And she said, "Oh no, he's way meaner than me." And she's a handful. But is he? Who's? Okay, I'll put it this way: who's more diva-ish, him or her? And you can answer that. And I know what you mean. I haven't met him. I've only met her.
Yeah, he's down to earth dude though. I mean, it's so easy to run up on the misconception of a snippet of an emotional game, right? I mean, that's gonna follow him, of who his persona is and who he is. But I mean, at the end of the day, for him it was it's entertainment. But I mean, Sherm's a competitor, down to earth. Guy.
His mom's a handful, his dad's a sweetheart, and his brother's nice. So I didn't know how he was. But she said, "Oh no, you got to meet him first before you judge me." And then we were having a good conversation, and I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Pardon my French.
His brother is smooth as silk.
Yeah, nicest guy ever. And Mike, question for you. You gonna break the top 100 for your score this next week?
Top 100.
Your PFF.
Oh man, I won't be worried about that.
You got to worry a little bit.
Nah, man. I let the coaches have their opinion, man.
You're trending the right way. Your team's trending the right way. I mean, you gonna break the 100? I think you can do it.
I mean, I know I can do it, man. But And that's at the end of the day, man. It's their opinion. So they gonna however they feel like I played, man. That's their opinion. But I just worry about how the coaches feel like I played.
For sure.
For us old guys, I don't even know what a PFF is. What is that?
Yeah, it's like analytics it's just analytics. They just like a bunch of people watch the game and they determine they give you a grade how they feel like you played. It ain't like
It's like an
nothing.
unofficial ranking system, but that is being used as official ranking system.
It's like Amazon Analytics or something.
Yeah, but when you say people, who are the people? Like,
we don't know, man.
Oh, oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not like coaches or writers or anybody that knows what the heck they're looking at.
It's just I don't even know how they even like they got videos and tell us how they do it, but we don't know who the actual people are. So, and then they watch our plays, they watch how we play, and they determine without even knowing what's going on if you did good or bad.
So our producer Pete just threw it up. So is a rating that measures a player's performance on each play in an NFL game by whom? That's what I want to know.
We don't know. It's random people. It's random people behind the camera.
Oh my gosh. It's like Nelson rating. Matt, I don't know how old you are, but these young guys aren't going to know what a Nelson rating is. It was like a phone service that would call you and say, hey, are you watching Happy Days? Do you like it? Are you watching, Morgan Mindy or whatever?
Whenever you send you $1 to send back the review, they send you $1 in the mail to review it, send you $5 more.
Yeah, get $1 in the mail.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought so. Because I've seen PFF like when the guys say their name when their introductions are up, right? 38 of whatever number of players in that position. But I frankly thought it was somebody who knew what the heck they were doing.
I mean, some say. I mean, I don't like. It depends. Like you can feel like you played the best game of your life, and then you go look at your PFF grade, and they say, yeah, you played a 40.
Yeah. Well, Michael, let's be honest, and Walter, I know you can attest to this. Those games where I thought I killed it, I watched film. I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. Oh, that wasn't good. And then the games where I thought I would just stunk it up, I'm like, hey, that wasn't so bad. I mean, that was better than that. It was a lot better than I thought. But sometimes, you got, oh, yeah, man.
We got the saying. It's not as good as you think. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
You got to turn that tape on and see what happens.
That's it.
You got to turn the tape on.
Yeah. Except for one time, it was bad. And when I got there, it was bad.
There's some places you just know, like, oh yeah, no, that was
bad is bad. So anyway, all right. So Matt, you're gonna be at the game. You're gonna be in the corner. Are you on the field, or are you just gonna be in the stand?
Yeah, Eric got me. Eric gets me my field passes. Best guy ever. Shout out to the equipment manager. And so he's been great. And so I just beg him when I can, and so yeah, he'll throw me down in that corner on that where the visitor tunnel is. So you kind of get down there by where all your linemen and stuff hang out, which is always kind of fun. So,
bro, you're connected. I need your number when I get up there. You get better seats. You get better seats than me.
He still hasn't hooked me up on the road. The road, he still hasn't got me a field pass on the road yet. So I'm still pushing for that, and especially because you guys we're going back to Germany probably in a couple of years, and I'm like, when we get back there, I go on the field. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, it's how many people do you need to put on the field? Just give me one more pass. Let's just one more.
Yeah, Kenny Burns was down on the field in Arizona, and I'm thinking, I'm a player. I can't get down there.
Yeah, my mom got down there on the field, man. I still haven't got a chance to get my mom and dad down there.
Well, you know Eric better than I do, so just tell Eric. I'll give him his email. Just email him and say, hey.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I didn't get on the field, so yeah, I was shut out. So yeah, I'm still trying to work on the road, but home usually works. But on the road, yeah, that's been a tough one. That's a life goal there. Be on the road and be on the field. So
hey guys, that wraps up another show. Man, I appreciate you, Matt. It's a pleasure getting to know you, meeting you. And please, through NAMS or through Tyler, make sure I get your number so we can stay in contact. And if you do make it down to LA, it'd be great to hang out. And of course, we go up there for the alumni game. You never know, we could cross paths. And Michael, congratulations. 6th-round draft pick out of Division II, Findlay Oilers. And and hey, and living the dream and doing it, and on the field and participating. You've been very kind, and appreciate you, and we wish you the best for sure.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it, man. Shout out to all y'all, Matt. Hey, man. Shout out to you, man. Don't look at PFF no more.
I had to make one comment for you just to make you think for a second.
Hey, all right, guys. Hey, that's another show. Hey, go Hawks. We'll see you all next week, man. After a big victory up against the Packers. We'll see you next week.
All right, go Hawks.
All right, see you. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Wait, don't